Welcome all to the Atal Catalysts ISB launch event. We congratulate all the ATL students who have completed 9 weeks of bootcamp and have performed very well and reached to the stage. We welcome all of you to the program, Atal Catalysts ISB. So Atal Catalysts ISB is a program for 100 ATL students who have built their digital products, and it is carried out by iVenture at ISB in collaboration with NITI Aayog at Innovation Mission. So for the agenda for the day is we have address by Ms. Dipali Upadhyay, who is the Program Director at Tinkering Labs, NITI Aayog, Government of India, followed by address by Professor Bhagwan Chowdhury, who is the Faculty Director, iVenture at ISB, Indian School of Business. And then we would have the Atal Catalysts at ISB program briefing. So without any further ado, let's start the event. And I would like to introduce myself and my colleague. I'm Raj Nandini, Program Designer at iVenture at ISB. I have my colleague Shishmita Sundar, who is Program Manager at iVenture at ISB. So Shishmita, let's move on.
Thank you, Nandini. So firstly, I must congratulate all the students. You have done an amazing job. You have scaled through all the 9 weeks and you have reached to this point where we can join in your journey to take it up and launch you in the market. So congratulations and welcome to this program, Atal Catalysts at ISB. So without further ado, let me introduce Dipali Upadhyay from Atal Tinkering Labs, NITI Aayog. So Dipali comes with experience spanning across program management, management consulting, strategy, and HR in multiple geographies, such as India, APAC, and Europe, having successfully led global business transformation and innovation programs involving strategy, process, and technology for organizations across multiple industries like public services, resources, manufacturing, banking, and information technology. She is now driving the innovation and entrepreneurship agenda for the country as a program director of Atal Tinkering Labs at Atal Innovation Mission, NITI Aayog. Welcome you, Dipali, and I would like you to address the students.
Thank you so much, Sushmita and Nandini and the rest of the ISB team here, as well as the AIM team behind this, working tirelessly. My name is Dipali Upadhyay. A lot of you would have seen me in previous sessions, but for those who haven't seen me, we've been interacting through multiple YouTube lives, and this one being a special one because earlier this year in May 2021, we launched one of its kind virtual bootcamp called the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp as part of the Atal Tinkering Labs program initiatives. And we received tremendous and overwhelming response from all of you, from students, from mentors. This was one of its kind because for the first time, we were doing something which was completely digital and for digital skills. So very relevant to current times and very relevant to the growing needs of education, which are more towards virtual and 21st century skills. And it was one of its kind for the reason that the mentors also, for the first time, had played a very instrumental role in terms of driving the students throughout the bootcamp. So when I say mentors had played an instrumental role, let me add that mentors have always played an instrumental role for us and for ATL students. But this particular bootcamp actually brought them to the center stage of this initiative, where it was the mentor being mapped to the student teams, driving them towards these 9 weeks of digital skilling, which included multiple skills, right from business planning, financial modeling, to pitching your product. A lot of things that students, when you learn digital skills or when you're in a tinkering lab, and let me take a pause by adding something about Atal Tinkering Labs for those who don't know about it or are new to the concept. Atal Tinkering Labs is a flagship initiative of the Government of India, The objective of this initiative or this program was to inculcate skills of innovation and entrepreneurship amongst school students, and give them an exposure of 21st century skills, provide them a space in the comfort of their schools where they can tinker, learn, or kind of bring their ideas to life by making them in a flexible space, which are these maker spaces in schools across the country. As of date, there are more than 9,300 Atal Tinkering Labs across the country. And a lot of them, in fact, majority of them are in government schools. And majority of them are also in co-ed and girls-only schools. The idea was that, when schools and students tend to see and are able to make or bring their concepts to life with practical examples or do-it-yourself kits or projects, the learning gets embossed further. And with that, we thought, why not take it to the next level with the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp to supplement the lack of engagement that was happening because of schools being shut and the lack of space or availability of the labs for students. We thought we can still do this. And for the first time, we did something which received an overwhelming response of over 12,000 students who expressed an interest and registered for the bootcamp. And more than 4,000 of them were actively engaged in learning digital skills, along with the mentors mapped with them, over 400 of those mentors. So first of all, congratulations to all the students who participated in this bootcamp, who lived through the entire 9 weeks of journey with us, who survived the journey, who came up with great digital ventures. So the outcome of this bootcamp was to create your own digital venture. And we can proudly say over 650 of them were created as a result of this bootcamp, which was phenomenal to have such an outcome from a 9 weeks long bootcamp, completely digital, supported by mentors and industry experts. 50 plus sessions took place in 6 languages. And this was, a great success because we actually had very good digital ventures coming out of this session. And actually it didn't stop there. And the idea was that it shouldn't stop there because this is really the start of a journey. And how do we take it forward? With that idea, when this collaboration and this initiative came up with ISB, we really jumped on the opportunity because it was a constant ask from students. I personally received a lot of calls, and I was so happy to get those calls where students were asking, how do we take this forward? What next? How do we take it to the next level? We want to make more of this digital venture. And with ISB coming forward to support this engagement, what better a platform for students to learn these skills and take them to the next level than from the experts in this domain. And that's why we were thrilled to collaborate with ISB D Labs for this particular venture. And I feel very confident that towards the end of this engagement and the second, you can consider this as a 2.0 to your journey of becoming an entrepreneur, having a digital venture on the Google Play Store or on, really out there in the market. This is your journey for making it reach that stage with the help of the mentoring sessions that will take place over the course of next few weeks, with the help of one-to-one mentoring that will be given to you. And mentors, I understand, would be mapped to the students, which will actually help you really fine-tune wherever those small gaps are and take it to the next level for you to be able to proudly say that my venture is now out in the market. And you also get an opportunity towards the end of these sessions and towards the end of this program to actually pitch your product to investors, to your digital venture to investors, which is again a great opportunity for students, because more than anything else, it's the experience that you get of how really, how really a real entrepreneur would feel at a stage when you're pitching your product and get inputs, feedback. So all in all, it's a great learning experience for students, and I congratulate all of you who've made it to the top 100. The top teams are going through this. That means you were 1 in 12,000 who registered. You're 100 in 12,000 plus students who registered for this bootcamp and you've reached a stage which is phenomenal in itself. And it's fantastic that you're going to be learning with the experts over the next few weeks. So make the most of this opportunity, make the most of this learning experience that you have, and feel free to ask as many questions as you wish to during the course of next few weeks, because that's going to really ensure your learning. Engage and interact amongst yourselves, across teams, across different sessions and experts who come to you. Feel free to do that, and most importantly, enjoy this learning experience and have fun, because irrespective of your what really happens to your venture eventually, it is this learning and what you learn out of this that will really count in your final journey ahead as an entrepreneur. So with that, thank you so much to the team ISB and to the AIM team who's worked tirelessly behind this entire initiative, especially Swati Rao from the AIM team, supported by rest of the team members. And from ISB team, thank you so much for taking this initiative up. And all the best to all the students, and a big thank you to all the mentors who have volunteered and who are putting in their time and efforts. This is really something which will go a long way for the students. So thank you for doing that and for being so passionate as mentors and as educators to do that. Thank you so much.
We request Prof. Bhagwan Chowdhury to address the students. Professor Bhagwan Chowdhury is a professor of finance at the Indian School of Business and research professor at UCLA Anderson, where he has held an appointment since 1988. Professor Chowdhury has also taught at the University of Chicago, University of Illinois at Chicago, and the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Professor Bhagwan has keen interest in startup space and has also been an investor. He currently heads all the entrepreneurial initiatives at ISB and is the faculty director of iVenture at ISB. Professor Bhagwan, we request you to address all the ATL students.
Thank you, Nandini. It is indeed my great pleasure and honor to be talking to you today. I have been teaching ISB students for over 20 years now. And every class that I start teaching, I tell my students the best way to learn is to think like a child. And now what do we have? We have 100 children still who have gone through this great rigor of experiments and trials, and you have reached this stage, which is quite outstanding. So congratulations to all of you. Now, what do I tell you as, what are we going to offer you with this program? So let me just say a couple of things. We all know that entrepreneurship is about solving a problem. And if you start with first principles, look at the problems, an idea will come. You've gone through that stage where you got the idea, which was the first stage. But any successful entrepreneur you meet, they're going to tell you, idea is only 10% of the story. 90% of it is execution. How do you take that idea and make it work? And for execution, you need a good team. A good team means good set of people. And that's what we hope to offer you. In addition to the good idea you have and the mentorship you have been receiving over several weeks, we are going to now pair you with an ISB student or ISB alumnus who will be part of your team. What is it that the ISB students do that is different? What is it the ISB students like? I've been teaching them for over 20 years. Well, they're bright. They don't take anything for granted, which is like you folks. You don't take anything for granted either, right? They think outside the box. And the third thing is they know how to execute. They know how to take that idea and make it work. So that's what's going to happen with you. You're going to pair with them. Think of them as your big brothers or sisters who are taking your idea to the next stage. And I want to say just one more thing before I stop. Some of you will succeed in the sense that you will reach the next stage. Many of you will fail. You will not necessarily reach the next stage. But I can assure you that all of you will be enriched. No question about it. You will be enriched by the learning that has already happened and is more likely to happen over the next several weeks. You will be enriched by the experience you're going to get by working on this idea and taking it to the next stage. And probably the most important thing, you will get to bond with some really, really bright ISB alumni and students. And I am 100% sure that those bonds will continue. So congratulations to you all. I am greatly looking forward to where you're going to go in the next stage with these ideas. Best of luck to you. I hope to see you perhaps in my class one day at ISB, perhaps in one of the lectures at ISB where you will be coming in as an entrepreneur, and perhaps I will be watching you on television when one of your ideas succeeds. So good luck to all of you.
So we thank all of you for joining us today for the launch event. We are excited to start off the journey with you, and our mentors are also excited to work with you. So see you all tomorrow at 5 p.m. over Zoom. Thank you.